for more than 1 billion people, and industries relating to the ocean employ some 40 million people, and a healthy and productive ocean is vital to our shared future.
Sharing Ghana's experience with the rest of the world, President Akufo-Addo said a national plan of action to fight illegal and unregulated fishing is being implemented to ensure that overfishing does not creep into fishing stocks.
In the governance of the ocean, Ghana has adopted a marine fisheries management plan, whose principal objective is to protect marine habitat and its biodiversity, and to mitigate impacts of global climate variability and climate change. Ghana is also implementing a national plan of action to fight illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing. In furtherance of this, Ghana supports the ratification of the Cape Town Agreement on the safety of fishing vessels. We believe that once ratified, the Cape Town Agreement will guarantee fisherfolk the same level of protection as seafarers more than a century after the adoption of the first convention protecting the lives of seafarers at sea in 1914.
He also urged member states of the UN to commit to a greater cause to support the attainment of SDG 14, which demands conservation and sustainable use of the ocean and marine resources. The UN Ocean Conference in Lisbon comes on the heels of the World Ocean Summit held in Brest, France in February of this year. Edward Nyakun reporting for GBC News.
Conveners of Arise Ghana, the group seeking to demonstrate in Accra to protest the current economic hardships, have converged at the Obrasport at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle to begin their march. The intended two-day demonstration was to start from 3 p.m. each day to 8 a.m. However, on Monday, June 27, 2022, the court ordered the organizers to end the public protest at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, June 28, 2022. It also asked the protesters to follow routes proposed by the Ghana police. We will now go over to the Obrasport where my colleague Walker Abronoma is on standby to tell us more. Hello, good afternoon, Walker.
Good afternoon, Hajia.
Currently, what is happening?
Right now, we are still at the circle, the Obrasport. Initially, the protesters have decided to go through the Nima police station, through to the Madam House. But the police never allowed it. And because of that, they have to have a meeting. Also, there was a meeting between the organizing authorities and then the police. After that, some of the leadership of the NEC, such as Sami Gembi, the National Communications Director, and the General Secretary, including some officials, are here. Sami Gembi just addressing the crowd, and he was saying that they are not going to use the route in which the police is asking them to go. That is from here to the Parisco traffic light to the Independence Square or the Capital Square. But their initial plan or proposal to go to the Nima police station to the Appointed interchange, the Jubilee House, is what they are following, what they want to go, they want to do now. And because of that, he is saying that because the police is not allowing them to go, it means the protest, which was therefore to end at 8 p.m., they are not ending at 8 p.m. They are going to be here tomorrow. As well, they will go to the Parliament House. In fact, that we're going to go to 3 places, including the Parliament House. The other 2 places he didn't really mention. So with him, he's encouraging his supporters, or the supporters of the protesters, that they are going to be here tomorrow.
So Walker, if I'm getting you, are you saying that they've suspended marching on the streets, but rather they're just going to converge at your Obrasport, and then tomorrow what they're going to do is just present a petition at the Parliament House?
Really, it's not about they are suspending it. For them, they will go. They want to go. And it seems the security forces are not allowing them because of the court order to go through their initial route they wanted to take. So if the police allow them, then they continue to be here. That's what they're saying.
So did you get the chance to talk to any of the conveners?
I talked to one of them earlier. For him, he's a leader or a leading member of the Arise Ghana movement. For him, they will have complied with what the orders or the directives the court did. That is, you start at 8 a.m. and then go through the Parisco traffic light to the Independence Square. And now what we are hearing seems that's not going to work. So it means they're waiting and then they're doing everything possible to go through their initial plan or proposal to go to the Nima police station or in front of the Nima police station to the Jubilee House.
Okay, thank you so much, Walker. We would keep you, just keep us updated whenever you have, but till then, keep yourself safe. To reduce the spread of terrorism from the Sahel region towards coastal states, including Ghana, the Ghana Armed Forces is to undertake a joint military operation. The operation, codenamed Operation Enhanced Kundangulungu, involves Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo and Benin mount a robust defense along the northern frontiers of the collaborating countries to step up security in the operational area. The Chief of Defense Staff, Rear Admiral Amanoma, disclosed this on a weekend visit to the military training camp at Daboya in the Savannah region. Our correspondent Murtala Isa is on the line to tell us more. Hello, Murtala.
Hello, Adia.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Yourself?
Good, good, good. So what is this joint military operation about?
Okay, so let me clarify that they have not started. There's an ongoing operation codenamed Operation African Lion, which is part of the capacity building involving the Ghana Armed Forces and their counterparts of the U.S. Army. Now, this is preparing the troops ahead of Kundalugu, which you just mentioned, which the Chief of Defense Staff indicated will come up very soon. It is part of a coordinated effort between the countries involved, that is Ghana, the Ivory Coast, Benin, and Togo, to shore up or bolster security along their northern frontiers. If you have been following these issues of violent extremism, you will note that Burkina Faso and Mali, in fact, the entire Sahelian region has become a theater of violent extremism with daily attacks in these regions. Analysts say that the jihadis are moving down south, and that puts Ghana, Togo, the Ivory Coast, and Benin under serious threat. As we speak, all the countries to take part in this enhanced Kundalgu have already been hit, except Ghana. Ivory Coast has suffered terrorist attacks. Togo has suffered serious casualties last month and even this month. Benin has become one center where every day there's a kidnapping or an attack by terrorists. So Ghana remains like the oasis where these extremists have not yet kicked. But that has also put our security forces on high alert. And so they are preparing themselves every day. There's a training program going on. And what we are witnessing currently in Daboya, which is the Operation African Lion, is part of this capacity building training to enhance the skills of our troops to defend the frontiers or the integrity of Ghana. So the collaboration between the other countries, Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Togo, is a part of effort to help push the terrorists from coming down south and to protect the territorial integrity of the nations involved.
Murtala, there has been similar operations in the past. What has come of it?
So we had Kundalgu 1, had Kundalgu 2. I covered Kundalgu 2 in the Ivory Coast. And during that operation, a number of suspects were picked up In the Ghanaian territory, there's this area in the Bole district called Dollar Town. About 350 suspected persons were picked up from that forest. The Ivorian side, they picked up some suspects. There were people picked up from Canada, from Togo, from Benin. And so every now and then, there's a similar operation that comes up. People are screened. And from what we are gathering from the security forces, they get a lot of information that helps them with the efforts to keep these terrorists at bay. So it has been a very positive development. It's been positive over the years. I remember speaking with the Ivorian National Security Minister who says that, look, the threat is real, but these joint operations are also key because it's here that anytime some of these suspects hit their targets in Burkina Faso or Togo, they quickly run into our territory and relax and hide from the security services. But if all the countries are involved, it becomes quite difficult for them to find a hiding place where they prepare themselves, go back, and then attack.
Thank you so much, Murtala, for that update. We will be expecting a detailed report at 7 p.m. 100 students from the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences Ghana have received a master's degree in mathematical science at a ceremony in Accra. The Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, was full of praise for the efforts of the institute to produce Africans capable of applying mathematical skills to solve problems in finance and banking, health, ICT, and food production.
The African Institute of Mathematical Sciences AIMS Ghana's wing was opened in 2012 under the leadership of the celebrated Ghanaian mathematical physicist, the late Professor Francis Alote. Since then, over 400 students have graduated from the institute, as well as the Masters of Mathematical Sciences with specialization in climate change and atmospheric physics, and the Master of Mathematical Sciences for teachers were awarded an MSc in Mathematical Sciences after 10 to 18 months of studies. The Center President of AIMS Ghana, Dr. Prince Korie Osei, said AIMS remains committed to contributing to Africa's transformation through innovative scientific training and research.
10 years of significant contribution of AIMS Ghana, we celebrate how AIMS Ghana has contributed towards the training of young African scientists who will contribute significantly towards the transformation of Africa and lead research and scientific discoveries and technological advancements.
The Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, reminded the gathering of government's commitment to develop science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM education in the country.
The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he's determined that he will not lose focus on what he needs to do to change this country forever. That is why you hear of the government building new universities. We had a sought for the construction of the Engineering and Agricultural Sciences University at Bunso. We also are working on feasibility studies to build 5 STEM universities, and it's approved under the current budget. We've also approved under the current budget 35 STEM high schools, 10 of which we are going to start constructing this year. I'm also excited to inform you that we have awarded contract for the construction of a girls' STEM high school in partnership with AIMS.
In 2018, the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences was named a UNESCO Category 2 Center of Excellence. Founded in 2003, the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences AIMS is a Pan-African network of centers to deliver teaching, research and education in mathematical sciences. AIMS currently has centers across Africa.
A panel of academics has encouraged African scientists to dig deeper for indigenous scientific knowledge that can help bridge the gap between the continent and the Western world. The panel also urged African governments to provide funding for research and innovation. The roundtable discussion, which took place at the University of Ghana as part of activities marking this year's celebration of the Day of Scientific Renaissance of Africa, hosted by the College of Humanities of the University of Ghana.
Renaissance is basically the revival or renewed interest in ideas or practices that can spur growth and development. Every 30th June is Africa's Scientific Renaissance Day and is celebrated by Africa Union or AU countries. The occasion reminds us of the contribution of scientific the critical roles science, technology and innovation have played in the development of the continent of Africa. The celebration is also aimed to accelerate efforts towards the achievement of Africa's development blueprint, the Africa Union Agenda 2063, through revitalization of African sciences, and to remind African governments of the importance of science in changing the narrative of the continent by using its indigenous scientific knowledge and technology. The College of Humanities at the University of Ghana hosted this year's celebration. A team of intellectuals at the university deliberated research and scholarly works of African scientists and ways to mobilize funding to solve the science-related issues of the continent. The provost of the College of Humanities at the University of Ghana, Professor Daniel Frempong Ofori, urged African scientists to exchange ideas and make their research relevant to the Western world.
It is my belief that this roundtable will provide an avenue for the intensification of lesson learning, knowledge sharing, and purposive interactions among researchers, students, and public officials on how we can attract research funds, promote research excellence, and enhance the impact of our research work.
The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Piamfo, acknowledged the scholarly works of African scientists in modern sciences and technology.
For the first time, the University of Ghana is actively participating in the celebration as a strategy to drive the overall growth of the university as a world-class research-intensive university and to draw attention to the scholarly works, innovations and development championed by members of the community, including our dedicated faculty students.
Research works of the various departments of the university in relation to science, technology and innovation were showcased as part of activities marking the day.
About a month ago, U.S. President Joe Biden warned China of military action if Beijing invaded Taiwan. China responded by asking Joe Biden to mind his own business and not to step into danger. China has a long-cherished dream of annexing the island country of Taiwan, which it considers one of its breakaway provinces. Russia, which is currently at war with Ukraine, also invaded and subsequently annexed the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine in 2014. Ukraine is one of the countries which were part of the USSR, that means Socialist Republic, until 24th August 1991, when it officially declared itself an independent country. In our package today, we will examine the habit of bigger nations attacking and annexing smaller ones they consider their breakaway territories, or simply because they feel they need them to survive. We also look at bigger brother nations trying to intervene or defend the smaller countries, the tension it creates, and the implications for the rest of the world. In all of this, we also ask whether history is repeating itself. A security analyst and senior lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, Dr. Vincent Ajali-Mensah, is on standby to help us delve into this issue. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Ajali-Mensah, if you can hear me. I think we lost him on the line. Residents of Jamestown in Techiman in the Buno East region say the roads connecting them to the Techiman market and health facilities are in bad shape and are therefore appealing to the government through the Techiman Municipal Assembly to urgently fix them.
There are over 2,000 residents in Jamestown in Techiman. With the onset of the rains, the community with a poor drainage system and deplorable roads gets inundated whenever it rains, suffering massive loss of property and quality of life. In despair, residents in the area are not happy at what appears that the state has left them to their fate. They wonder when their drains will be constructed and the bad roads fixed. The residents and commercial drivers in the roads in the area say the neglect of their problems has exacerbated their plight.
Hi, Papa, yes, let's say a ban also more be a bit my boy or one boy. No, on your my
quine city, no, and my cast never so many problem to be into one no way. Now, when you're my wife,
you were MP or high. Or Shambo, so be a quan, no more to tree. Yet to a baby and one, James and Winabo or Motimopo, a ban and boy, and so am born. And just an empty actually high. So more my game say be or more behind no more nice about to be a yempe. Simple. My brother Ocean in Susita Hatia, Eana a hardwin. Tiesra ban say Oma Equano or Unsisi from my.
Some residents told GBC News in confidence that the area is often flooded, even with the slightest rain, which leads to quite a bit of damage. They also say the flood waters get into shops, destroy property, and leave many stranded sometimes. Against this backdrop, the residents reiterated the need to ensure that urgent measures were put in place to curtail the menace, which often leads to financial loss. For GBC News, Samuel Ayama, Jamestown, Techiman.
The people of Avetime Amajohwa in the whole West District of the Volta region have appealed to the government to fix their town roads to open up the area. None of the town roads at Amajohwa are tarred, and according to the residents, this situation is eroding the area of tourism. They are therefore They have therefore initiated a self-help project to get their inner roads tarred, among other things, to attract tourists.
Amajohwa abounds in tourism potentials including Mount Gemi, waterfalls, caves and nature trails. These notwithstanding, the community lacks motorable roads apart from the Avetime-Vane, Avetime-Amajohwa Road, Link Road that connects the two towns to surrounding communities. The rains have washed the topsoil of the road, creating deep gullies. The residents say the president in 2020 promised to improve their road network when he inaugurated a water supply facility in the community. However, the situation remains the same. They have therefore initiated a self-help project roads motorable to attract tourists to the area. The latest is the Aisalu Phase 1 street project. The 100,000 Ghana Cedi concrete-based road project is to make parts of the community accessible. It was spearheaded by the Queen Mother of Aisalu clan of Amajohwa, Onitie Fafaji Aisalu, with support from the residents. The Queen Mother appealed to citizens of Amajohwa, philanthropists and corporate organizations to contribute towards realization of Phase 2 of the project.
It is my hope that when we are done with the road issue, we will look at other important needs of the community, assist in any way we can. I would like to appeal to everyone to give us necessary support, which will go a long way to help us.
The man crowd of Avetime Amajohwa, Okusie Debrado, commended the Queen Mother for the initiative.
have the men and women in Amejope who can do better than what our Onechie is doing currently. This does not, however, mean that we shall not continue to remind our president of the promise he made to the people of Amejope.
The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, pledged to provide the necessary infrastructure to develop the area.
Whatever support that government can give, whatever support that assembly can give, whatever support that the individuals can give, I would also talk to the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Baumia, that this is what Amejope people are doing, and I'm sure that he will support us.
Back to where we have a security analyst and senior lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, Dr. Vincent Adjali-Mensah, to tell us more about why bigger nations are attacking smaller ones they consider their breakthrough territories. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So what's your take on bigger countries attacking smaller ones they consider a breakthrough from their nations?
Well, there are several factors that inform that. There is a global order that the big nations seem to be the guardians of, and they, as a result of that, try to bully smaller nations. And so if you are a smaller nation, you need to make very strategic choices all around in order to keep safe. So it's either or you are attacked. And sometimes you align with one and then you become an enemy or a target of the other. It's a matter of resource, it's a matter of geopolitics, it's a matter of security for the nations. So if you see America's issues with Cuba is because Cuba is too close and Cuba has some relations with Russia. If you see Russia's current issues with Ukraine, it's about the fact that Ukraine is close to Russia and is making overtures towards Europe and NATO, and Russia considers that as a threat to its security, because then you have NATO guns by Russia's doorstep. And Russia doesn't want that, so they will do everything to prevent it. So there are a number of factors involved. It's about economics, it's about geopolitics, it's about the security of the bigger nations. But when it gets to that, there is more to it. If you look at what is happening in between China and Taiwan, you can see that there is some American influence in Taiwan, which China considers problematic, and therefore would like to annex Taiwan immediately, and because they consider that that will be a cessation, which no country allows. And then if you see what happened in Hong Kong, is because China thought that the United Kingdom, Britain for that matter, was trying to make Hong Kong its enclave, and China wouldn't have anything to do with that. So these are the kind of dynamics that are involved in some ways in the decisions that nations make.
That the countries have special interest, or they're just trying to survive?
Well, the small nations have to make good choices. I am particularly happy that Africa, for example, when the Ukrainian crisis happened, Africa has tried as much as possible not to get involved, not to take sides. They've observed the principle of neutrality as the non-aligned movement has always preached. I think that is very, very, very important for Africa. Now, because these nations, the bigger nations, use you and dump you. Right now, if you see what is happening in Ukraine, it's about leadership choices that have created this problem. If Ukraine has chosen to be a neutral state that has no relationship, economic or whatever, that is signed and sealed with Europe, to be seen by Russia as trying to be to be part of the European Union or to be part of NATO, what is happening in Ukraine wouldn't have happened. So leadership matters a lot in these decision-making processes. sometimes the politics within the country matters a lot, because some political parties may have interest and they are supported by foreign interests to win power. And when they win power, they try to pursue those interests or make good the promise they make to those countries, and it develops into a bigger problem. My fear, though, is that what we are experiencing in this particular case of Russia and Ukraine, it seems to be a prelude to a bigger conflict if the world is not careful. And all of us have to observe it carefully, watch it carefully, and make the choices that are important to avoid any global escalation.
So much, Dr. Ajali Mensah, for that education. We now go over to the Circular Brass Sports, where my colleague Walker Abranoma is on standby to tell us the latest update. Hello, Walker. Hello, Walker. Walker, if you can hear me, what's the latest update? I think we lost him there. 190 children at Temamanya can now boast of new state-of-the-art classrooms built at a cost of 1 million Ghana cedis. The project, initiated by the St. Nicholas Charity Foundation, was financed by a Greek-based industrial conglomerate, Mytilineos SA. You that story later. In a bid to make water available to deprived communities, the Rotary Club of Accra Labone has inaugurated 3 mechanized boreholes for communities near Amasaman in the Ga West district in the Greater Accra region. This is expected to solve the water challenges facing the residents in that part of the country.
The beneficiary communities, Akwatre, Skido, and Akramoman are communities of farmers and petty traders. Access to water is a major challenge confronting the residents in their day-to-day activities. Upon a need assessment, the Rotary Club of Accra Labone stepped in to provide mechanized boreholes for each of the communities. The first project was commissioned at Akwatre. The residents expressed their joy for the facility, saying it is a relief. Next was Kido, where a similar project was also handed over to the community. The assembly member for Kwashikuma electoral area, Mr. Solomon Yao Achu, thanked the club for coming to the aid of the community. Whilst handing over the project, the issue of maintenance culture was raised. Members pledged to do the needful. The Rotary Club of Accra Labone again extended the project to residents of Akramoman near Amasaman. Here, the community leaders thanked the club, saying, "He who provides water provides life." Rotarian Emmanuel Mensah is the club president of the Rotary Club of Accra Labone.
We now go over to my colleague Walker Abranoma, who is at the Brass Sport, to give us the latest in connection with the Arise Ghana demonstration. Hello, Walker. Good afternoon. Hello, Walker. If you can hear me, what's the latest?
Yeah, so we are currently still at the Obra Sport at Circle, where the intended demonstration was to start. The General Secretary of the NDC, Sedu Nketia, just about 10 minutes, he finished speaking to the crowd, and he reiterated the fact that they will still use their initial route, which is to go through the Nima police station, through to the Akwanjate interchange, and then get to the Flagstaff House. So now that is what they are talking about, and that's where they have started moving towards. So that's what we see now. For us, we are stationed at the Obra Sport. There is the executive director of ASIPA, Mensa Thompson. He wants to speak to us about this demonstration. I think he has just excused himself. So when you find him, we'll talk to him to get his view on the issue. But what some of the things Asiedun Ketia talked about, some of the corruptions against, or they've leveled against the government, Nana Akufo-Addo-led government, that there are so many wrong or corruption that are happening. Now we can see the crowd. They are trying to, follow the route they have already planned to take, but the security forces are not allowing them. So you can see they are going for the opportunity to move towards where they want to go. So they are coming back. I can see the police trying to stop them and tear gas. The crowd. So they are still trying to stop them. Happening now. So it means they are not allowing them to take their initial route that they planned to do. So that is what is happening, and you can see right now that the people are petting the police with stones. They are petting them with stones, and the police is also trying to. Wow, that's bad. And what happened right now is here, with stones. So that's what is happening, still happening, and a lot of people are not happy with what is happening. A lot of people are not happy with what is happening. So let's speak to one of the protesters, what he's seeing now and how it's. Hello, yeah, welcome to GBC News. Okay. So
I know it's a nation station. So we are here to demonstrate to Akufo-Addo or the government to let him know that what is going on in the country, we don't like it, and still he's doing it. The Japan and Asa Street, Chimata Forest, things reduce the fuel increment for the drivers, because the drivers here, they are suffering buying the fuel. The 1 gallon of fuel. It was sold at 117 Ghana city. So why this time only 5 years? 61.
You are aware that this effect of what is happening is something that's global.
I know it's global. We shouldn't come and call about Ukraine crisis here. We don't know anything about Ukraine here. Okay? I am never ready to lay my life. I am never ready to kill us. To lay my life. Akufo-Addo is a stupid man. Akufo-Addo is a stupid man. Akufo-Addo is a thief. Akufo-Addo is a thief.
Wow, so you see, that is what is happening here. The people are very much agitated. They are very angry for what they are seeing currently or right now. It is about economic situation, it's about hardship, and that's what they are complaining about. They are not happy. Also, they are trying to exercise their they are not being allowed. So that is what is happening here at Obra Sport. So we'll continue with what we'll try to find out from a lot of people. Actually, the police have
Walker, try as much as you can to stay safe wherever you find yourself. Viewers are being advised to tread cautiously when using areas around Circle. That was my colleague Walker Abranoma with that updates happenings around Circle. That's all for the locals. We'll be back with business. Stay tuned.
consolidation and fiscal discipline and expenditure rationalization, where we have some ministries we don't know their job. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of National Security, Transport, Aviation, Railway, which some of these things can be combined to get a more consolidated results.
Right. We
are sitting down to tell us to operationalize these things before we achieve expenditure rationalization.
Right.
We have good economics in NPP. We have those who are luminary in economics. They can help us achieve fiscal consolidation.
Right. Thank you very much.
Expenditure rationalization without necessarily going to the IMF.
Thank you very much, Bismarck. Bismarck Osei is an economist. That he thinks that it is not time for us to go to the IMF. Still in business, a baseline study conducted by the Ghanaian MSME landscape indicates that Ghana has a very vibrant MSME sector, but a large majority of micro-sized are not motivated, highly informal, and constrained by access to credit and do not grow in high-size thresholds.
All throughout the 16 administrative regions, 245 districts, to interview over 84,000 of such micro, small, medium enterprises on their enterprise background, entrepreneurial character, business network and operations, financial data, also the extent of innovation, digitalization, and technological usage, and also in terms of their employment, labor. And what we sought to do was to create a database for the GEA to be able to use the database to drive their policy, because we need evidence-based policies so that the policies will have the desired impact to be able to support such value addition industries in Ghana for them to expand. They are prolific job creators. I mean, they are employing well over 250,000 of Ghanaians. I mean, and so we need to support them, and it's going to be better if it's driven by data. A high proportion of these firms employ skilled labor. In fact, about 50% of the labor force that we find in the micro and small enterprises are skilled labor force, which also means that our micro, small, medium enterprises have the capacity to adopt technology for skilled labor manpower. And so it's important that if they are not adopting foreign technology to expand their businesses, they are supported to do so.
If you look at the landscape, there are so many partners who are designing interventions. So how do we ensure that our interventions are aligned? How do we ensure if we're doing the right thing? And how do we even know which ones in the economy are value addition, what percentage, how do they look like, and what is it that they're doing? So we undertook this survey in partnership with MasterCard Foundation, and we led this initiative to be able to get a better picture of the MSME sector, especially those who are adding value to their produce.
The news will continue after this break. Stay with us.